Okay.
Okay. Actually, I don't want it to be so awkward, so I'll just we can start it now. Do you want to present the slides?
Yep. Right. The first slide.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Welcome to our third webinar in the AI for Legislation series. We are SVCAF Foundation. Looks like there are a few more people joining.
Mhm.
Okay. But welcome to our seminar 3 on this time it will be about large language models and AI and data analysis for our AI for Legislation Tech Seminar. My name is Cynthia. I will be kind of loosely hosting, but I think our speakers will be doing most of the talking today. Um, do you want to go to the next slide?
Mhm. Sure.
Okay. And I will hand it over to Chunhua Liao, our president, to briefly introduce and remind you all of our wonderful competition this summer.
Yeah, thank you, Cynthia, and thank you, Mr. Guo, and all our guests today. And my name is Chunhua Liao. I'm the co-founder and the current president of SVCAF, Silicon Valley Chinese Association Foundation. This is a non-profit organization founded and more than 10 years ago. And our mission is to help and challenge American communities to better integrate into California and the USA. And we are big fan of learning the legislation system in USA. So, and this year and in the past few years, I think AI is really taking off. So we think this is a great opportunity. So we can merge technologies and into our mission. So that's why we launched this AI for legislation competition, welcoming all students, high school students, college students to join this competition. We have $10,000 initial price. So if your projects are good, we will give you generous awards. And please visit our website and look for more information. Okay, with that, I will turn this back to our host. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chunhua. And if anybody has any questions on our competition, feel free to reach out directly to info@svcaf, but most of the information should be on our GitHub page. Speaking of which, I will copy and paste that into the chat for everyone. Okay. And now to introduce today's guest, Liang Guo. He's an expert in large language model applications, AI programming, and real-world data workflows. I'll hand it over to him to introduce himself a little bit.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Okay. Right. So I had my degree here in Stony Brook University. So currently I'm in New York City, and I have my degree in computer engineering. Um, and after I graduate, I work at JP Morgan as a doing the technology for investment banking divisions. And back then, like I was doing a lot of like there wasn't large language models, so I had to do a lot of traditional programming. And as since that introduced AI, ChatGPT, and I just amazed me because there were so many things that I just not able to done before. Okay, so now I am working with my cousin in China that doing business solutions to help business successful. And I believe AI is really great opportunity right now for anybody who wants to have to do something that they just dream about that just not able to use, not able to do it before. Yeah, there are so many tools that uh, I really want like I like I want to do, but when I was in college, but just don't have time to do. But now the AI is able to help you write like a lot of software. Okay, so let me go to okay. So all right, so is computer science degree obsolete? There's a lot of like news articles. There's a lot of things talk about, yeah, the AI is going to replace programmer and um, but actually computer science is the field is evolving really rapidly. So program um, it's actually represent the highest form economic output. So when you look at the biggest company in the world, it's all software company. So if you want to build like a large enterprise, anything that you have to use software to do it. The only way that you can do is software. And the reason that I agree to do this talk is because I believe the computer program can solve a lot of problems. And before we solve traditional problem, now like we can solve pretty much any problem that we're facing. So that's why like I think it's really powerful to have all different kind of tool that we can use. And I want to teach people how to use it and to so they can do like for example like you can do a data analysis. You can present the data. Um, uh, you can do tons of stuff to solve a lot of problems. So not only that you can do uh, like uh, not only you can solve like computer science problem, you can solve any other problem as well, like accounting, any areas in your any problem that you face yourself. Okay. Mm. Okay, so how do large language problem change programming? Like I said, like so before when I start writing program, I have to do tons of debug. I have to read a lot of API documents. There's a talk, Mark Zuckerberg talked about like the he talked about like the most painful stuff like he's facing on the program is to read the API documents and then find out like how each function call what they do. So this is the most like painful stuff for him. But now like the GitHub Copilot, right? They let you to look up like all this API information just using the Copilot. So when you go to github.com, now you can use GitHub Copilot to read those API documents for you. So you don't even have to read yourself. So that's very easy. You want to use certain library that you just never done it before. You just never use it before. You can try everything yourself right now, just using Copilot. And also like when in the traditional program, there's a lot of like debugging. There's a lot of troubleshooting, and you have to make it call. You have to write the code, and the code constantly break. And that's also like stop a lot of people doing program is because the debugging is painful and troubleshooting is also really painful. And now you can hand a lot of this kind of job to language model, and they were doing like perfectly. And then also there's agents coming now, so can auto complete the little code snippet, and also like entire you can write like entire website, entire program just using agents, software agent. There are tons of agents out there that people can use. So I think it's really helpful. Um, And that's a whole change. Like if you have written the program before, it's complete different experience. Mm. Okay, so the limitation. Mm, okay, so people thinking like maybe AI can do everything, but that's not the case. There are certain limitations faced large language model, which is high cost of a higher operation cost. every token costs like a certain amount of money. So when you use a bigger model, you use most recent model, it's more expensive and costly. And also like when you actually use a language model to do stuff, it's really slow. So a lot of times you ask a language model to do a software program, you have to wait like a few minutes for it to complete. And when it's complete, right, it's probably not what you think. So you have to ask to revise it. So the execution speed is really slow. And also it can make mistakes. The language model do hallucination and sometimes like just complete fabricate stuff. And for example, like when you ask it to write a program, it fabricates some functions that just never exist. And of course, it's not gonna run. You have to ask it to debug itself, and if you have to pass in, tell the language model to fix the function that is complete incorrect. So that's the downside of using language model. Still, like it's not complete soft. And also, like for example, also like so software agents really powerful, but people don't use it in a computer. The reason is it could unintentionally delete your file and modify database, can delete the entire database, even delete entire database. So that's why like people run those software agents in a virtual machine. They don't run it in a physical computer because of this unintentional and intention modifications. And also, like the downside for the language model is the reproducibility and consistent results. And so you have to, a lot of people using the software language model, you find out like you run it once, it's perfectly what you want, but then like you want to run the second time, and it just never come out the same result. So that's the downside as well. Do I have to keep the track the time? Hold on. Okay, and so since I talk about the costs, so this one slide, right? I took from Twitter, like x.com. So somebody just post this, and I thinking yesterday, and I think this is very interesting because those are latest model. So you look at the price, right? The latest model of Gemini that came out 2 days ago, 3 days ago, on 5th, is actually really cheap. It's the frontier model and really cheap. So the input token costs like $1.25 to $2, and output token is $10. But when you compare with OpenAI O3, the input token is $10 and the output token is $40. It's really costly. So that's why like OpenAI reluctant to release it. It's if you use ChatGPT, right? It's included, so you can just run whatever you want. But you use API, it's gonna just rack up your bill, and then you do certain task. It's probably gonna cost you like $100 just to do certain task. So that's the downside. Okay. Traditional program, you run it, it runs on a computer, so you don't have API costs associated with it. And then when you compare the result, like the latest Gemini model is really high. It's really smart. So it has so a lot of benchmark. It's actually top of the notch. Um, okay, so I just take a slideshow. I'm not like trying to promote Gemini or anything. I talk about every different model later on. Okay. So okay, so this page, right? I actually did it myself. So a lot of vibe coding. I want to see if this language model can just do a really nice visualization of all different kind of models across different years. So I took the API of all different kind of the major models from different kind of top companies, and I output the API, find out the dates, and draw them in the timeline. I can show you like how I can show you the website that I put it in. So it's really easy. You see that 2025 is the year of all different kind of model, especially for Google. Google release like every 3 weeks. New model every 2 3 weeks. It's really it's tough competition for all this company. Oh, hold on. Let me show the website. It's right here. It's this website. So I can click the Google. And you can see this is latest model from June 4th. It said June 5th, but actually they released on June 4th, the API they released. And you see the Anthropic. They have Opus and Sonnet 4. It's the frontier model. It's really latest. But the cost still cannot competing with Google's. And you look at the Google OpenAI, and you can see their models from 2022. They have the first GPT-2, and GPT is not 2 is not listed here because it's not part of API anymore. So this data is right directly pulled from the API. And you see the XAI, the Grok is actually very good also. So those 4 different kind of frontier models that you can access from the API. Okay. And it's done it's pretty much wipe coding. So you just pass on certain information and then let the AI write the program for you. You just revise it, and it's come out really good. This visualization, I really love it. Okay, so now let's talk about how to like some technical stuff. Like so that's the Python for data analysis. So OpenAI, their first GPT 3.5 model comes out, right? Um, their capability is quite limited. So they can do a lot of really smart discussion. But then, like, for example, the limitation is that the GPT 3.5 model, 3 or 3.5 model, when you ask them to ask it to do the math, the language model is really bad at doing math. So what OpenAI do is that it just asks the language model to use Python to solve math problem. Because Python, it's if you do with you using the program, it's really accurate, and you don't have hallucination to on the result. You can trust the result if it's running by the program. So you can see, like when you use ChatGPT early on last year, 2 years ago, you can tell like a lot of time is using the Python to solve a lot of problem, and that's the beginning of like kind of agent stuff for language model. It use tools. So Python is one of the most powerful tool right now to do to processing data. And also like Python compared with traditional BI software. It's really it has has less limitation. So traditional BI software, for example, like Power BI and Tabular, they have limitation on the size of the data set that you put it in, and also like the size of the data file that you use. For example, Power BI is 2 GB on certain thing, and also there's a memory limitation. So if you use Python to process huge amount of data, the limit is your computer RAM. If your computer you have like 128 gig of RAM, you pretty much like just limitation is on the RAM itself. And also when you use Python, it's really ideal for web scraping and database connections and data cleaning and data analysis, visualization, and machine learning stuff. Well, like I don't want to cover everything because I know like a lot of people pretty much like they have used those Python differently. They probably have more usage than I do, and so that's why I just want to talk about those few things that I do the most, that I think I know better. Um, okay, so like okay, so right now I talk about right here I talk about data scraping. So when you want to do mm, like try to pull in like if you want before you want to do any analytics on the data itself, you have to gather all this data. So to gather those data, it's either you get get the data from I can show it later, and later slideshow I have like certain data source that I can tell you that you can get the data from, or you have to gather the original data and process it yourself. So to scrape the web data, there are three different ways. Like you have the basic HTML request. You can use Python library requests library, and and there's a HTTPX. I think like I miss it. I think I updated, but this slideshow is not updated. And you can just directly pull the data. But then certain website that they have JavaScript built it in it. So you have to use a browser automation software, like for example, Selenium, Playwright, and Puppeteer. Those kind of uh, those kind of browser automation software use CDP to control the browser, to read the data, to get the data that is in the JavaScript side. And also, there's another certain type of tool, Python tool that is web scraping, web crawling data, a tool that can crawl many different web page at once. So it's much faster than this requests or browser automation, like for example, Scrapey, Spider RS. And I put Spider RS is because it's written in Rust. It's really fast. 1 minute it can scrape like 6,000 pages, and just imagine like how much data you can pour it in. Uh, right. So this is the this is the Python library that people can use to scraping the data. And when you collect the data, you can do a different kind of analysis. Um, you can because later on, because you want to do the project for in do this project right. So this slides I show several public data set. Okay, so the first one is actually I just found it yesterday. I think it's probably really suitable for your projects.
So Liang, and I don't
Mhm.
see anything shared on the screen. Is that
Oh, really?
intentional?
Um, I still
No,
hold on.
I see it.
You see it? Okay.
No,
Let
Or
me.
I don't
no?
see anything shared on screen. Let me check.
I can see it too.
Okay, maybe that's my problem. Okay, you can continue. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sure. All right. So yesterday I was reading some other slideshow from the organization, and I see this. There's a website that has APIs. Let me see if I can just pull this website in. Um, oh, let's just scan. Right. So I see this ledger scan API. So I have not even looked at this data set yet, but like later on, you guys, anybody who is interested, who can find dig it by yourself, and then maybe find out like this is probably going to help your project competition in the competition. I found this website in search some of the bill like search
Yeah.
certain bill
I think
website.
I've looked at this website before. It's actually already linked in our GitHub resources
Oh, is it? Okay.
document. Yeah. So this
Mhm.
API is really great. They have a paid version, but there's also a free version for
Uh-huh.
the
Right.
public data
Okay.
sets that already includes
Right.
a lot of the information you can use for your project. So I would
Right.
definitely
Right.
check it
Right.
out.
Okay, so the second thing is the US government data. And US government publish a lot of data set. Not really quite about registration, but it's about like different department. So I have an example, like so just on Monday, I do this government data explorer. And I think this is really helpful. It's really helpful, even though like the website data.gov, right? They have their own page, but like certain thing that is just not easy to visualize. Um, so like for example, for California, if I click this is going to load huge amount of data. It's going to hold on. It's going to tell me like how many data set California have. Is it loading? Yeah, I think it's still loading. So it's for example, like New York State, right? They have 1,084 data set. Oh, okay, it's finished loading. It's 4,362. So let me hide the New York State, New York State. So you can see. So I modified by the modified day. So the reason I want to short it by modified date is because if this data is modified today or yesterday, this data is recent. They just publish it. So you can find the latest. You can find like latest date, latest information, like latest info. Like for example, if I have if they have a real estate data, the modified date tell you this is the most recent one. And I just plot the timeline right here. You can view by modified date or issue date. You can even like you can even crop it, and you can see this it's gonna filter by this date, and you can sort it by different kind of theme. Okay, so how do I do that? I can teach people how to do this. It's actually really simple, really easy. This kind of thing. Like I just done it like in less than an hour, and I just refine it. Hold on, is it this page or not? Not this one. It's this page. Okay, so I put it in Google Gemini. So I just tell them like okay, I think I put it right here. So this is I put prototype right here. I just copy and paste like search certain JSON string. I just say, oh, this is the data from the certain website. Can you help me do a data visualization? So it generate codes. And the reason I use Google Gemini is because it can pull the data from internet. But some other, like for example, ChatGPT Canvas or Cloud Canvas, they don't like to access internet. So that's why I use Gemini. Okay. Mm. Oh, and if you have questions, feel free to ask. Right? If you have questions about like certain how certain thing that I do. Okay, so and there are other data set as well. There are open data from AWS, and then there are Google BigQuery public data set. There's a lot of like really good, really useful data sets right here that you can use, and they are all free. Yeah, you don't have to pay for it. You can just download the entire data set or just like connect with Google BigQuery to run certain analytics yourself. Okay. And okay, so yeah, data virtualization. So I pretty much like yeah, I kind of show. So okay, so when the ChatGPT comes out, right, it's really good at Python. So you can ask it to do a lot of Python stuff, and it do really well, do excellent Python, excellent analytics. The issue is that it doesn't have it's limited by the Python chat it can generate. And later on, I believe like less than a year ago, and Claude like released Artifact. So it's the first innovative tool for generating and share data visualizations. So you ask it generates, so it generates React code. So this is before Gemini Canvas. So Cloud Artifact can it cannot pull data from outside, but it can just generate certain data, and then you can copy the entire React code to your local disk, local project, and you can run like a full-fledged like HTML interactive clients yourself. Okay, so by earlier this year, so Google Gemini Canvas, Gemini 2.5 Pro comes out. So Google do a really, really nice job on the Canvas part of it. And also the the language Google Gemini 2.5 Pro is it's one of the best web language model to do web development. It generates it's like it's top of the chat. It's right now it's the one of the best model to do web development. So that's why I use it, because you ask it generate like generate image that generate a website that is exactly what you want. Not like before, you ask it for it, it doesn't come out like what you want. And so for this one, I use Gemini to do prototyping. So you can see from my screenshot, like I pretty much like ask it to do a prototyping. If I don't like it, I ask to revise it. So for example, like if you want different kind of data source, you can put it right in here. And you can just change, you can revise it, like it has all different kind of version. So later on, I have this kind of version because this version I like it better. So I have a filter by theme, and I can just show I can just crop it. I can see the modification date, and this is the final version. And I can load this data set. I can search by it. Like for example, uh, like yeah, I search like COVID, so it's searching all the title has a COVID keyword for keyword inside this data set. So it's a little bit more powerful. Like so, this data visualization is more powerful than the one that in data.gov, a government website. Uh, okay, so and okay, so the last one I want to talk is the mention is the Grok. So Grok also have really powerful capability to this to do websites, and it's to compare. Well, I use all this model all the time. So Grok have the latest real-time data. Certain like for example, when you ask ChatGPT, like how what's the new feature that you have. And sometimes ChatGPT doesn't even know how, doesn't even give you like really good compelling answer. So ChatGPT doesn't even know their latest feature, its own latest feature. But guess what? Like Grok actually knows. Yeah, so it has real-time data from X.com, from all different kind of places. And so that's quite surprised me. And also, Grok has a really good, strong problem-solving capabilities. So when you ask, like when you paste a lot of logs, like computer log, you ask Grok to find out like why certain thing doesn't work, or like why your computer break something. And Grok actually give you step by step help you to troubleshooting. So it can suggest you try what you want to try next, and you paste the output to the Grok, and voila, you got problem solved. And that's really surprised me. Okay, so so all different kind of model have their own capabilities. So so that's why like you wanna try everything. Okay, all right, that's fast. Like okay, um so do you wanna any question that we can talk about, because like I wanna talk about how different people use AI, because this is because everybody have their no own knowledge on AIs, their own usage and own knowledge. So
Yeah.
everybody can use AI really differently, and
W-
people can learn from other people as well.
We already have a couple questions in chat, so
Oh,
maybe
sure,
we can
sure.
get started with those first.
Oh, okay. All right, all right.
Yeah, earlier Amy asked, is Copilot better than ChatGPT in this area, debugging and reading API?
Oh, Copilot. Yeah, Copilot. It's designed differently. So let me show you several screen. Can I maybe let me just make it. So if you go to GitHub Copilot, right? Oh, Copilot is cheaper also. Copilot is only $10 per month. Okay, so you go to github.com/copilot. Um, right? So it gives you this website. I'm not sure if you, oh wait, hold on, conversations built a lot. Okay, okay. So it give you if give you a dedicated screen just right for Copilot. So right in here, you can actually attach a repository. So for example, like if you have certain Selenium base, and then you want to ask question about this repository, you can just a question right here. But I don't think ChatGPT can do that. And at the same time, like if you have right in here, if you have a subscription, you can choose different models. So you can choose GTP 4.0, 3.03 mini, Cloud 3.5, 3.7, and then 4. Even Sonnet 4, the latest cloud model, really good at coding, right? So it's gonna show it here. And also you can try Gemini 2.5, because all different model generate come out result differently. right? So this is how I use different kind of tools. And then the Copilot, the $10 Copilot, including this agent stuff, is really powerful as well. So you have to install Git, you have to install VS Code Insider version. Okay, so I can show you. You can choose different model right here, just like you do in a website. And then also in the agent, you can do ask, you can do agent, and you can do edit. So you do agent, you can even use your own MCP. So in this repository, I don't have MCP setting right here, but let me, okay, let me just change wait, let me change a different repository. So you see, there's I can specify a MCP server right here. You just put in a MCP server in the project itself. Now that you can just use hash, you just say, oh, Figma MCP. So it's gonna use a Figma tool to get your design from Figma file. You can ask it to create HTML right from your Figma file. So this is really powerful. You cannot do it in a ChatGPT, right? This is a full-fledged code editor. So what OpenAI is trying to well, like it's a spectrum of developer. Like for example, the ChatGPT interface is for the really beginner. Left side of the developer spectrum, they are beginners. And then the code editor, like VS Code, Cursor, and even Windsurf, they are on the right end, like the professional tools spectrum of the developer. So that's the difference. The beginner and developer, they probably have something in the middle, like the the cloud code or ChatGPT code that automate like coding stuff. It's in the middle, so they have to have a spectrum of software. Wait, what's the second question? Oh, Tableau is still okay. Um, yeah, like a lot of visualization that I did, right? I use Tableau to do the visualization before, but now I don't think I need it. Like the only thing that is that if I have a huge amount of data, I have to pre-process it using Python and then feed it into a React and present in a wrap. So yeah, Tabular, I think like if you know how to use this workflow, right? Yeah, you can skip Tabular because they are expensive. They're really expensive. Um, okay, so do a demo. So okay, I can do a demo later on. Power BI. So Power BI has, well, like I use Power BI and then I start using Tabular because Power BI doesn't do timeline stuff really good. So if I want to generate like certain thing that you have a really nice timeline, Power BI doesn't do that. So that's why I have to choose different kind of tool. And so right now, since I can have full control on the data and the presentation layer, I think that's give you more like give you a lot of more space you can do with your data. If kids still recommend learning Python from beginning, they should just find the problem they want to solve. Right. Exactly. Yeah. So this presentation, I just wanna I kind of want to show the program is to solve problems. So all this thing, like all the tool that I try to build is to solve problems. And for the kids, the same. So they have to stop solving their own problem using Python program because using program is more productive. It's more if you know how to solve problem, you can solve tons of problem.
Yeah, maybe I can weigh in my personal opinion
Right.
myself. And I think still it's beneficial for younger generation to know how to write Python programs, because even with the help with the AI, sometimes they can make mistakes. It's still the last step is human and to verify, confirm, yeah, this is what we got, and ask the right questions and guide through the process. So that's my personal opinion, of course. Thank you.
Yeah. And Jeff, right? Jeff has a question. So Jeff, do you wanna talk about your question?
Sure, thank you. Thanks for the presentation. It's wonderful. For me, I'm currently not in the tech space, but I was really impressed by the AI, all the model. You listed all those models over there.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, I have a thinking, is it possible, for uh, some kind of startup company or group, whatever, they can use existing model and they can build their own what we call the AI agent. Basically, they are targeting to specific industry or specific area. So that agent is so powerful that they have the professional knowledge. Let's say patent lawyers, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
develop AI agent, which I feed them with all the what do you call it, the patent law related knowledge, so they can be the best patent lawyers out there.
Okay, okay, all right. Yeah, well, like right now there are several ways to do it. Like, so first, like I show you the MCP. So MCP is kind of like API, and it's really easy to build actually. So I actually built several MCP myself already. So MCP is API, so it's for large language model to talk with like certain any API to bring up the data that large language model doesn't have. For example, you can build a pattern MCP. You can search for the pattern database, and you can ask a large language model. So ask, like, for example, what is the latest filing, a pattern filing. So this MCP can go into the USPTO the website and then find out like the latest pattern filing and then just present the data right outside. So I think this is one of the way to do it. And you talk about the agent. The agent use MCP. And is there any? There is actually. So in the VS Code inside the version, there's actually customized, customized model. So let me show you the configuration file for it. Okay, so this is a markdown file also. So besides this ask agent edit, you can choose. You can also customize your own agent. So like for example, this is a planning and implementation. So you see if you use Firebase Studio, right? So the first thing it's actually the agent do it for you. It's plan your project first. So this is do the same thing. So you ask like you just specify what kind of tool you can use, and then you say your goal is to generate implementation plan for a specification document provided to you. And it says like, okay, you can read a markdown file, readme markdown file, and then you create detailed implementation, outline everything. And when you actually invoke this tool, right, it's not like just randomly writing codes. It's actually give you like really careful planning of the project you want to do. So this is really powerful because this is kind of so that earlier I think Amy asked me about like ChatGPT or Copilot. So Copilot is really you can customize like a lot of things, really granular customization. This is one example. You can customize your own agent. All right, MCP. Yeah, it's a USB port for AI. Yeah, right. Right. So yeah, so I just show it right here. So I think this is still like easier way that people can use MCP because you can choose Cloud Sonic 3.5, 3.7. So I use a lot of MCP. I found out those cloud model use MCP the best. because they are fine-tuned you to use models. So when you ask Gemini to, like for example, if you do agent mode, and then you ask continue, you ask like Gemini to do it, and Gemini sometimes like doesn't know how to use tools. Like for example, you say, oh, use Figma, and Gemini just say, oh, Figma is what this that, but it doesn't use tool. So Gemini is still not fine tuned for using tool. And then also ChatGPT as well. Like ChatGPT and Gemini doesn't really use tool as well. That great. But then it gives you some problem too when you do the ask mode. So ask mode is like you're asking questions. So sometimes like you do Claude 3.5 because it's fine tuned to use tools, and it generate answers say, oh, I have to use this tool, I have to use that tool. But in ask mode, there's no tool you can use. But still, like it says, oh, I have to. It's thinking mode. It says I have to use this tool for this task. But then there's no tool for Claude 3.5 to use in ask mode. So yeah, that's the problem, right? Okay.
So the follow-up question is,
Okay.
maybe, I was thinking the AI is so powerful,
Mhm.
basically, if we are looking at the AI agent. So
Right.
in my perception, in the future, all the agents are AI agents. So what I'm doing every day right now is
Mhm.
front of the computer, answer questions, figure out the answers, doing all those kind of repetition works. So is it possible for the AI agent to learn whatever I do daily? Then,
Okay.
just watch my
Uh,
whatever the question I got, or whatever the answer I put out. And after, half the year, basically saying,
okay.
just to
Right.
give an
So
example,
you're thinking like AI can learn from you, right? So
exactly.
right now, this is not quite possible, because of the limitation. So when you use large language model, you know there's a cutoff knowledge date, right? So every model has a knowledge cutoff date. So the knowledge cutoff date is whatever the training material they put it in. It's before that day, certain day. So anything that after that day that the language model have no knowledge. So how does language model know anything else after that day? You have to put in the context, or like you have to use embedding. So you wanna so you want a AI to learn whatever you do. So it's kind of like a memory feature in ChatGPT. So ChatGPT actually memorize certain preference you chat with ChatGPT. But this is in context stuff. So every time that you invoke ChatGPT has to read everything like every your preference over again. So for ChatGPT, it's really it's token consuming. So for example, if we remember like 1,000 of your preference, it's gonna use like like 10 times uh, uh, 10,000 tokens just to remember your preference. So it's not that efficient. Well, if you implement this application yourself, you have to pay for the token yourself. So if you want to implement certain application that memorize everything you do, you have to the more you do, the more token you have to let it you have to put you have to pass into the language model. So it's gonna be costly. Yeah, that's the downside of doing that way. Or you have or the other way, you can build a small model yourself. Like you can fine tune, you can train a smaller model, just whatever you do. For example, you do a lot of text recognition, OCR stuff. You can fine tune a smaller model, just do an OCR. But then you have to have a GPU. You have to train this model yourself, and then your model can do only that thing. What's so special about large language model is that it's one. They try to make it one model to do everything, right? It's only 2024 you see so many models, but 2025 if 2026 you probably only see one model. So yeah, so that's is that answer your question? I don't know. Like, does it make it clear like what language model can do, what cannot do?
Yes, I think you answered my question perfectly, because I was saying, I was the language model currently available out there is
Mm.
generic and it's large. And for
Yeah.
many people, especially in the special field, they do not need to know so many things. Like
Uh,
if mechanic, right? I'm only
right.
to solve a problem
Right.
with engine. So
Mhm.
anything within that special field is good enough. And let's say if they can have the ability to build a small model themselves, uh,
Right. Right. Right.
will meet my needs.
Mm, and a lot of people probably hesitating to build their own model is because next year the better model, better like for example Gemini 3 or Grok 3, those model probably make your smaller model obsolete. So so even though people you can try to build your own model, but next more capable model it's probably going to make your smaller model obsolete. So so I
We
think it's really difficult to predict the future. Yeah.
The possibility of obsolete is there, but
Mm.
because so many things need to be done. The one thing is the cost of building that model. If you can give
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's costly too. Yeah, it's if you want to do your own model, it's also costly. Right.
what kind of a cost we are talking about? Just a small model.
Um, Small model. Well, like to fine tune. You just well like certain model you just have to use. Like you can be really cheap. The model is really dependent. There are Gemma 3 comes out, and Gemma 3 is a really small model can run on your own computer. So if you fine tune your data set with Gemma, uh, you probably can use like one GPU or two GPU. You can just train one model. But like if you want a larger size, it's probably cost you like a lot of more money. It depends on the
Okay.
size of the model, right?
You mentioned Gemma. How do you spell Gemma?
Gemma is the smaller model for Gemini 3.5. I can type in the chat.
Okay.
Gemma.
Thank you
Uh,
so much. I won't take more time.
right. And Jason has a question also.
Yes, Mr. Guo, thank you very much for presenting. So I have a quick question following
Sure.
up with Jeff's
Great.
problem. Jeff
Right.
and I had talked about this. So do you think for his repetitive issue inputting data into I think it's possible right now at the commercially available platform for generating agent by yourself. Do you think a non-computer guy can go to those sites and try to put an agent together to solve that problem?
Mm, for customized data. Um,
No, yeah, custom. Well, what I know is for customized data, you can use RAG, the retrieval
right. Yeah.
RAG, but
You
that
can
only
right.
goes with the
Embedding.
large language model, right?
Right.
For smaller problem, like Jeff discussed, there are platform out there like Relevance AI N8N, and you can actually custom made agent for smaller day-to-day issues. Have
Mm.
you have experience with that?
Um, the agent is really depends uh how you how you define agent. Um like usually I think like usually when you see the articles online, the agent they talk about is the language model can use tools. So if you have a certain tool, for example, like this one, right in here, I have tons of tools. You can see there's I can even just go to agent mode. You can see how many tools it has.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it has a built-in. I can select everything. So it has a built-in. So it has a code base. So code base that means if I just paste a link of GitHub a repository, it's gonna read the entire repository. You just have to paste in. that GitHub repository. So this agent is able to read a whole repository. And then there's a fetch. It can just go website to fetch the entire content of the web page. So it's powerful too. So it's so you can just say, okay, go to this website. Can you summarize? Can you just give me the key points? So this agent can do that too. So Jupyter Notebook, so you can create new notebook.
Okay, so this
So
is
see
the this is
VS
the
Code, right?
Copilot. Okay.
A Copilot agent. So
Yeah,
it has tons of
Copilot
tools.
has a aging mode, has
Right.
different aging listed. Okay,
Right.
got it.
Uh-huh. So it has tons of tool. So if you want to create certain tool, so this the easiest way is use MCP. So MCP is the interface between language model and the API. Any API you can think of. Even the website you can convert to API. So any website,
Yeah.
if you
So does this Copilot has a MCP? Can it
building.
generate MCP here?
Oh yeah, it does. So so right here, this MCP file. So it's configuration file for MCP server. So for example, this one, if I don't think I have a Figma MCP installed, but you see it's defined. You just say server Figma MCP type SSE URL is the URL of the MCP. Once it runs, it discovers four tools. It's going to add it right here. It's going to add it in right here. So you can use Figma. And the first MCP I did, right, it's wait, it's a 3D software. Hold on. Yeah, it's like you can pretty much like you can do like a software with MCP. So the
So
uh,
yeah, without the people without the coding experience, how do you do MCP?
um
It's hard, Jason. You have to learn some basic
let,
Python.
let me tell you, like MCP is actually not difficult. Let me just create example. Like I can just do a right example, right? Right, MCP um .py, because like some people think MCP is hard, but actually it's not. It's so like you just come here. It's actually syntax I probably don't remember, but like three line of code. So you just oh, language model doesn't know MCP, so I have to I just let me see if I have MCP somewhere. Let me see this computer. It's only line of code. So if you know how to use Python, you can easily build an MCP. Right.
Yeah, the thing that like the IDE integrated and development environment for people who don't program, they don't know how to use this complex interface. They just
Uh-huh.
kind of scared away. And like for developers like me or my my friends, they are very comfortable with this interface. But yeah,
Yeah.
so that I think there's still a certain barrier of entry. We want to lower that barrier, so get more students
To
and
use, right?
even and older students like Jason to learn.
Right.
No, I'm waiting for a platform with non-code MCP development tool to come out. So that's okay.
Okay.
Right. So before MCP, it's OpenAI do something called GPT. So GTP it's the earlier version of MCP. So what it does is like you put like certain your data, and then you tell like it's non-programming. So this is really easy to do. So for example, you
Right. There's a
yes.
GPT store.
Right. So this is the earlier version of MCP, but MCP later on become a standard because OpenAI this is not GPT is not as powerful as MCP. So you're talking about like if you're just non-programmer who wants to do you can try with GPT first. You can just create one.
Well,
Oh,
the
mm,
problem is OpenAI GPT store commercially it failed.
mhm. Oh, failed.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it failed. So a lot of people developed the GPT, but um, my understanding of the problem is the monetization mechanism was not right. So a lot of people develop GPT tool, but nobody using it. So that's the problem.
Yeah, they can make money.
They
I think
cannot. Yeah,
yeah, they can make money.
so there's no use to generating GPT tools anymore.
Right. It's easy to make, so everybody can make. So anybody can copy whatever you make. So that could
Right,
become
here we go. So now if you guys can come up with a MCP non-code development tool, that would
Mhm.
be a startup idea.
Um, yeah, could potentially, yeah, right, yes. And yesterday also, and Andrew Kapasi, he mentioned like, how come there's no cursor for slideshow and for PPT, PowerPoint. So see, like you have all these advanced like editing tool, but like PowerPoint presentation, there's no cursor for it. How come like you can just type, oh, I want to modify this slideshow and just do it for just automatic correct it. Yeah, that's also like he mentioned it, and then also like when VC start talking about that. Yeah, that become a could become a tool too.
I'm not sure. When you say cursor, that
Three, it's three, two, one.
there's a AI software
Right.
programming called AI programming tool called Cursor. It's
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah. Cursor. You're right. Cursor, it's the AI for coding.
right.
So people want AI for everything. They want AI for slideshow. They probably want AI for pretty much everything. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. I'm
Uh,
out.
okay. Yeah. So any other questions? Is there any? Oh, okay. Several benchmark reports and study available there. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh, right. I think I have a benchmark page that I didn't. Yeah. You probably you wanna see too. Oh, right here. Beta LM Arena. So this website, it's modified version of original LM Arena. So you look at the leaderboard. So there's a different kind of benchmark: text, web dev, vision, text to image, search, and copilot. So the reason I use Gemini to do web dev is because Gemini is on the top of the list for web dev. You can look at the score. See, it's Gemini 2.5 latest version is for 1443, and you try it, it's really good. So they are the top of the chat. So when you do different kind of tasks, you can refer to some of those benchmark. So this is the website you can write it down. And text, um, still Gemini. So it's they are the top right now. Like just few days, like they release so many models. Yeah, they are the top right now. And the vision model, um, vision arena is also Gemini. Text to image. Oh, okay. Text to image is still GPT image generation. Okay, search Gemini and Copilot. DeepSeek. Oh, interesting. I didn't even know that. Okay. Yeah, so this website is really helpful to help you to choose to pick a model to use. Yeah. The LM Arena. Okay. Um, oh yeah, Office task for right.
Yes, so it looks like if there are no more questions, it is also, we ended pretty much perfectly on time at
Yeah.
12 p.m., 3 p.m. EST. Um, what's it? Leon, will you share your slides with us to AI for
Okay.
legislation? It's okay,
Okay.
you can share it later on. Um,
Uh, which one? The first one or which one?
just share the whole slide packet with me later, and then I will upload it to the GitHub as
Oh,
resources for
sure.
our competitors.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't believe we have anything else to say today. I don't know if Chunhua, do you have any closing remarks?
Uh, I guess I can say a few words. Thank everybody for attending this very interesting seminar. thank Mr. Guo for this wonderful talk. I learned a lot myself. And please spread the word. This competition we are having, and the deadline is July 31st. So with the help from AI, you can hack a project like in a few days. So you have plenty of time and
Yeah.
to try new project ideas. And we have our WeChat group, we have our Discord and channel, and we can discuss further for any project details. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right.